and welcome to episode 2 of Rear Window Reflections. And today we are discussing starting to build a vintage wardrobe. I have a lot of people ask me, where do you shop? Where do you find all your stuff? And the majority of things that I buy are actually online. So the first thing that you need in order to start thinking about a retro wardrobe is you need to know your measurements. You need to know the measurements of your bust, your natural waist, and your hips, but mostly your bust and your waist. Because if you buy dresses that have a full circle skirt, you don't need to know the dimensions of your waist, but you do need to know the accurate dimensions of both your bust and your waist so that you can order accurately online. So here are a couple of my absolute essentials for dressing in a retro way every day. First, hair. You're going to want to have some kind of hair flower, or more than one, or if you're like me, more than many. And you're going to want bobby pin, like I showed you last week, and a curling iron. These are 3 things that will help get you started because all of the women in the 40s and the 50s curled their hair. They either pin curled it, which is what most of them did, or they used some sort of rod, but today we use curling irons most of the time, and they always had soft curly hair and the curl was always smoothed out. It wasn't like PC curls like we have today for the most part. It was always smoothed out. So you definitely want to have some stuff for your hair. Next, shoes. Saddle shoes, loafers. If you're dressing up at night, you want some sort of peep toe heel. I'm not really a fan of the kind of like pumps that were really popular in the 50s, so I'll kind of revert to like a 40s platform shoe, even though I'm not a fan of mixing decades. Sometimes I'll wear a 40s shoe with a 50s dress just because I like the way that they look. But on a daily basis, for me mostly, I wear some kind of loafer or some kind of saddle shoes. Do you have saddle shoes? Here they are, all totally beaten up and shabby looking. Or some kind of loafer. I love penny loafers. Love them. But as long as you have some sort of leather shoe, because they didn't have running shoes, girls didn't wear Converse, but they did wear Keds, so if you can find a pair of white Keds, you're good to go. A little piece of trivia. Why did they put pennies in their penny loafers? Just in case they were on a telephone call at a payphone and they needed some extra time. The extra time cost a penny. So they would reach into their loafer, shove it in the machine, and they got their extra time on the telephone. Red lipstick is next on my list. Some sort of red lipstick. Now, all women, pretty much, have 1 or 2 tubes of red lipstick that they have purchased at the drugstore because they were feeling daring or they were really excited about an ad on television. Have you seen the new Emma Stone ad for red lipstick? She looks so good. I would totally buy red lipstick because of that ad. And then they tried it on and they shoved it in the drawer because they didn't like it. Maybe they didn't like it because it really honestly didn't look good, or they're so shocked by how bright it is that they're like, whoa, that is wrong. So open up that drawer, paw through all of those products that you don't use, and grab that tube of red lipstick because it's time that it saw the light of day again. Okay, my next thing. This is totally one of my favorites. A crinoline. This crinoline is going to go under your next staple, a circle skirt. A circle skirt is a skirt, obviously, that is actually a full circle. So when you stand and you pull the sides of that skirt out, it will form an actual half circle. And then if you were to hold that skirt up all the way, it is a full circle with your like waist cut out of the middle. So it looks like an old vinyl record. That's an actual circle skirt. And under those circle skirts, girls wore crinolines or petticoats. So back before they started building crinolines with so much bulk, girls wore smaller like petticoats, and they would pile them 2 and 3 at a time in order to get the bulk that we are able to get with one crinoline today. So when you're purchasing your crinoline, you want to make sure that it has a little bit of a slip as its kind of like underneath portion, because if it doesn't and it's just the tool, it can get really scratchy, really scratchy. This is what gives all of those 50s poodle skirts such flair and fun. a circle skirt is absolutely one of my favorite things. I will not buy a dress or a skirt that is not a circle so that I can get as much swoosh as possible. And my last actual item, pearls. Pearls are a signature look of the 40s and the 50s. A lot of girls, when they turned their sweet 16, received a strand of pearls from their parents. I know that my mom did. Hi, Mom. And pearls are elegant, and they are fun, and they are beautiful, and they are timeless and classic. You can add pearls to pretty much any vintage outfit, and it will make it just that much more feminine. So it can be earrings, it can be a necklace, it can be a sweater chain, it can be a ring, bracelet, it doesn't matter. As long as there's some sort of pearl, like the staple would be the necklace, but earrings, necklace, whatever. They're all beautiful, they're all mature and just classic. And last but not least, my final piece of advice to starting to build your retro wardrobe is research. Everybody knows I am a huge stickler for research. I think it's extremely important to look at accurate pictures of the times that you're interested in so that you are giving it a fair portrayal. I watch a lot of Turner Classic Movies, a lot. My DVR is on fire all the time with TCM. I do a lot of research online, but I also do a lot of research in books. I have my grandmother's yearbooks. I have my mother's and my father's yearbooks. I have access to my husband's grandmother's yearbooks. And a lot of historical books on the Homefront movement, a lot of historical books on like the Teenage Confidential movement of the 50s, and books like that so that you can see pictures of actual women that lived in the time and what they were doing to their hair and their clothing and how they really did it. Skirt lengths, how they rolled their socks, cardigans, all kinds of things like that. Embroidered sweaters, you'll see all of those things. And it's the best way to really see what the women of that time were really doing. And for me, that's really important because accuracy to me is totally everything, especially when I'm working on a client and they bring a picture of one of their like dresses or whatever outfit they're gonna wear. It's really important to me that their period hair is accurate. And I also do that on myself as well. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, you definitely want to do your research. So thanks for joining me for another episode of Rear Window Reflections, helping you improve your vintage life. Next week, I'm going to be giving you a couple of tips and tricks on how you can convert some of the things that already exist in your wardrobe to make them more retro looking and feeling. So you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money in order to convert your existing wardrobe to a retro wardrobe if you really want to. You can start slowly with some of the pieces that you already have in your own closet. Thanks.